That was a quick shower.
That was a quick shower. Hold on.
Okay, everybody, welcome back to the Radiator podcast. I'm Isa.
I'm Grace Ann.
And today, what are we doing? Why are we wearing a bucket hat and a tiger shirt?
One word. Dale.
Oh. Say it one more time for the people in the back.
Dale.
Dale. We are going to see Mr. 305, Pitbull, Mr. Worldwide.
Also, I think this is a tiger. I was saying that this was a lion.
You know what? I said that too, actually. It's okay. We're going to see Pitbull, and we're also going to go see Iggy because she's opening up. I just got to give some.
And I'm pretty sure you're more excited for Iggy. Be honest.
Embarrassed. No. I'm excited for the experience with my girlies.
What did you say? I think you had a crush on her in middle school. Is that right?
I'm so embarrassed to say it, but I did have a tiny crush on her in middle school because she's really pretty.
So, have you ever heard of people calling her Igloo Australia?
I've never heard that.
Okay, Gemini was calling her that the other night. I was like,
I'm honestly not surprised
I
that
was
she
just
called her
like
that.
playing along with it. I was like, yeah, like I know.
I've never
what
heard
is.
that.
Me either.
Igloo Australia?
Igloo Australia.
She is from Australia. She actually got her name. I was telling you.
Oh my gosh, she is.
She is. She got her name because she lived on she lived on like Azalea Street, and her dog was named Iggy.
Okay, I'm realizing I know nothing about her. I know nothing about.
Do you know any of her songs?
Miss Iggy Australia, or Igloo Australia. Let me look her up. I do know. Okay, you have to understand. I don't think I've heard.
You know what? You're the same girl who didn't know who Addison Rae was. So how dare I expect you to?
You would think that I would get a little bit of respect.
So I watched
this apartment.
So I watched it.
Okay.
I enjoyed it. I actually liked it. I liked it. I was like actually like into it. Like I like felt sad when they were. I know they really knew how to tug at your emotions. Yeah, they did. It was good. It hit deep. It really did. While you're looking it up, can I tell the Perky story? Oh my gosh, yes. So. And the only reason why I'm upset is because I didn't think of this, like, business sooner. I know. I actually completely agree with that. So when was this? I'm so fancy. Yep. You already know. What other songs? She had a whole album come out in 2021. Okay, I don't know one song from that album. I'm screwed. I don't know one song. It's okay. We're gonna listen to it the entire way there. I was about to say I don't know one song from that new album. It's fine. Dale. I'm Let's like go. An old fan. Tell me about this coffee shop. We were all out of town, I guess. I was coming from Dallas. You were coming from LaGrange and everywhere. And Jess was coming from somewhere. Maybe we all coming together. And I came back home first. And so I was like, you know what, let me get some gas. And then I was really tired. It was like 5 o'clock. So I was like, let me also get some coffee. And the only thing open in Houston is there's like one only Starbucks, right? Pretty much. And then I saw this other coffee shop. So I was like, oh. Thank God it's not Starbucks. Not that we hate Because Starbucks, let it be known, the one coffee shop that we're obsessed with that literally is like 2 minutes from our apartment closes at 4 p.m. every single day. Granted, it opens at like 6:30 a.m., but it's so good. Like, they never miss. And everyone who works there, they're beautiful souls. Anyways, continue. Yeah, I agree. And so, long story short, I was like, okay, let me just go try this place. And it was called Perky Cups. So I was like, cool. Or the Perky Cup or something like that. So I was like, okay, whatever, just like let me go get some iced coffee. So I go to the drive-through, and the girl who came to the counter, she was like kind of different looking. Like, she had like a really low cut shirt, but obviously I didn't think anything of it. And she had a bunch of tattoos. No judgment here. Yeah, no judgment, even on her neck and stuff. And I was like, okay, we got a loose dress code. Yeah, I was like, okay, we there. But I also was like, I honestly didn't even notice that much until something else happened. Yeah. So I'm like, oh, can I get a vanilla iced coffee? And she's like, oh, are you sure you don't want like cold brew? And I was like, no, I want iced coffee. She's like, well, you'll like the cold. Basically told me, never met me, but told me what I like. And I was like, okay, she sure, said, whatever. Listen up, shawty. I was like, I'm going to tell you what I want you to guzzle down. Yeah. Mm-hmm. So I was like, okay, whatever. I was like, whatever you think is better, just like, I'll have that. So she leaves, and I'm like, okay, whatever. I'm like looking out the window, and then I look in the window, and I literally see a whole entire butt. I see her butt. Like
she was probably like, "You're welcome."
It wasn't like her butt hanging out of the shorts. Like there were no shorts for it to hang out of. It was literally her butt cheeks and like a thong thing. And I was like, what? Wait, I was like, wait, where am I? I was like, where am I?
Issa was having like, is this a dream?
I was literally like, what is happening?
Like,
and I'm
what's
like,
happening?
Where am I? So I look, I'm like, I need to find the freaking name of this place. So I look, and then I look at their menu that's like right on the thing, and it's like French kiss vanilla and like threesome smoothie latte, something like every thing on the menu had a sex thing to it.
Is that what you call it, innuendo?
I think so.
Okay.
Yeah.
So they had a bunch of like sexual innuendos.
Yes, for every
I feel
single
smart
order.
when I say that word.
And so I looked at the reviews, like, what the heck? And the first freaking comment on the reviews was Perky Cups and Jiggly Jugs, the best place. I was like, I have to leave immediately.
Jiggly Jugs.
Jiggly Jugs.
Jiggly Jugs.
This man said Perky Cups and Jiggly Jugs is what you'll get when here. It's great service, great place. I'm like, this girl like was in a Victoria's Secret like lace.
That is one of the best reviews I have ever heard.
It was the top comment.
Jiggly Jugs. Wow.
So I was like, I gotta go. And so the girl came out and like I was like, okay, and I grabbed it and I literally texted her immediately like. So
I don't know where I routed myself, but
I was like, I literally just went to a Hooters.
I was like,
for
are
coffee.
you okay? And I personally have never been there, but I remember when we first moved to this area, literally one of the first things I researched was coffee shops near, our apartment. And that was one of the places.
So you had seen that and you never told me?
Yeah. I'm sorry. I don't know. I was just like, oh, it's Hooters, but for coffee.
I'm so surprised you
Can we
didn't
go
tell me
together?
that. Yeah.
Okay. We'll update y'all.
But I was like, what? I would have never thought that coffee and a Hooters vibe would ever be a thing.
That's fantastic.
Coffee. I was like, this.
You know what? I'm just upset because I didn't think of it myself.
Honestly, it's a genius idea.
I've never, and it's like PERCKY or KY. How do you spell perky?
CKE. Yeah, like perky. Like perky. Like
yeah,
literally what you would think is like that's
perky.
how you spell it. Yeah,
perky.
If you're a visual watcher,
Darling. Excuse me.
I might get a little. Oh, I might drink a little. When they say grab somebody sexy, we have to make like a little TikTok or something.
You're right.
Anyways.
Pisces was talking about the other night. She was like, you know what?
Mm-hmm.
I was really listening to Pitbull's lyrics, and like, they're kind of eye-opening. And what's eye-opening to me is that we were 12 years old, 13 years old at our middle school dances, shaking our booties like the world was about to end to his lyrics.
Well,
like the hotel room service song.
Motel,
some of those lyrics are disgusting. I'm gonna clean your pipes tonight. Hey, like.
I was not okay to sing that. The first time we were
my Christian parents let me listen to that. Lee and Becky, what are you doing?
Mine too. I couldn't eat Lucky Charms, but I can rock to some Pitbull.
Hey, it's for the culture.
For the culture, for sure.
Culture.
I was like, what the heck?
I did some research, and just because I was like, hey, Pisces, like I found out that
who's Jessica?
Pisces and Gemini, both Jessicas, they're going with us, and I was like, hey, Pitbull, he doesn't have any wives. He's got a few baby mamas here and there, but like wives? He could just
wife you up,
be like, I want you.
Imagine
on the stage tonight.
Who would look better with Pitbull, Jessica or Jessica? Which Jessica? Gemini or Pisces?
He's gonna get two very different personalities.
Very true.
Both very attractive young women.
Very true.
Also, this is something that I do not want to happen.
But if it did, we would support it.
Can you act? Isn't he like?
Can I meet a?
How old is Pitbull? Hold on.
Oh my God, Pitbull has looked the same age for about 15
I think it's the bald
years.
head. We talked about getting bald caps, but we were like, maybe that's like too far.
I have a question for the listeners. Did y'all, when and if y'all had watched Hotel Room Service by Pitbull, did you ever watch it, by the way?
How old do you think he is?
45.
He's 40.
He's 40?
That was kind of an insult that you just said 45.
He's 40?
He's 40. According to Google.com.
I feel like this man has been 40 for 10 years.
Apparently he has multiple kids, so.
He does? I'm so
He
not
has
surprised.
multiple baby mamas. I shouldn't say kids, like multiple baby mamas.
I'm not surprised by that statement.
Also, speaking of kids, I'm gonna like segue us into like a kind of more serious topic.
Oh.
So, last episode we talked a little bit about Greg Abbott's new law that came into effect September 1st or whatever about the abortion ban. Mm-hmm. And I had sent you an article or video about how the
Supreme Court.
Yes, no, not the Supreme Court. The judicial
Yeah.
system. I'm gonna get this
Isn't that
wrong, but they're suing Texas. Essentially, they're taking them to court. So hold on.
That's amazing.
Let me get this right, because here's the thing. I wanted to clarify that, like, before I start spilling like facts or whatever, I need to like fact check, because I'm pretty sure there were a few things that I said wrong about the law.
Okay, and we're here
on the last episode.
Okay.
So, yeah, I'm pretty sure, I think one of the biggest ones was, like, I don't think just anybody. So, like, the person who themselves is getting sued, or is, if a female is trying to get an abortion, she cannot be sued by just any random person. I believe it's if you're basically helping them get the abortion, then you can be sued.
Which still makes no sense.
It doesn't. But I just wanted to, like, clear that up.
Yeah, I thought that's what you said.
I don't think it was.
Oh, that's what I thought.
Either way, always fact check, and I will be making sure to do that.
And that's fine. That's what
either way, the law sucks. So let me see.
And did you, while you're looking for that, did you hear what Greg Abbott was like? We're gonna eliminate all the rapists of Texas. I'm like, they would have to rape to become rapists. So it's like that's still the issue.
I know.
At hand.
Also, it's the Department of Justice has filed a suit against Texas over the state's new near total ban on abortion, calling it unconstitutional, which it is. Thank you. Moving forward.
Yeah. And I've even talked to Republican, I guess in quotes, family members of mine, and they even agree, like, this is, like, I was talking to my dad about it, and he was like, not that, he was like, but he was like, this is unconstitutional that they're doing this. Like, it's really 100%. Truly makes no sense.
No man is going to tell me what I can and can't do with my body.
Oh my God, there's so many more issues. But thank you for bringing that back.
Of course.
Love that.
And we will obviously keep everybody updated because this is huge.
This is big test. Yeah, and it's like it's kind of a big deal that they're suing Texas, and like, you know, like I think it's awesome that they're doing that. Yeah. Hopefully we can.
I mean, I'm not surprised, but I'm happy that.
Yeah, I'm happy.
You know.
I'm very happy. Should we, like, we kind of got into the, Jess, our roommate, just walked out. She's, like Grace Ann said, coming with us to the Pitbull concert, and we were in the car. Do we save that the Stockholm Syndrome conversation for when she comes on?
Yes.
Okay. Just know that we have a Stockholm Syndrome.
She was gonna come on tonight.
Question coming up.
But this queen just got back from living her best life. Yeah, she went to the Harry Styles concert last night in San Antonio, and we're partying it up at Pitbull tonight. So two very different vibes. I'm loving this life for her.
Very different vibes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But next episode, we have a lot of interesting conversations that we want to have with her.
Yeah.
It's going to be one that you do not want to miss.
And there's sometimes, like, we'll talk and I'm like, oh, I wish we could say this on the podcast, because, like, we have stories. Like, last podcast, once we got off, us three went in the car and we were going somewhere and we started talking about something that we can't talk about on the podcast, and I was like, oh, sometimes I just wish.
Sometimes I think about you.
I'm going to the Glass Animals concert in Dallas.
This entire apartment is just going to a bunch of
2 days.
Concerts, if you can't catch, like, the hint. But we are all vaccinated.
Yes.
Just throwing that out there as well.
Yes, I just finished healing. I looked disgusting. Right?
No, you were fine. No, you were sick.
I know, but I just looked.
Yeah, Issa just healed up from her second shot.
Yeah. That was cute. Little rub you just did there.
Is that the arm?
Yeah.
It's like I knew.
Yeah, it is.
I think I did, but anyways.
I, like, walked into your room and I was like, hi. You're like,
she got Moderna.
Oh, good.
I got Pfizer.
I know.
I'm not vaccine shaming you right now.
You are.
It's honestly, that is a question I have. Like, why isn't Moderna FDA approved?
I feel like Pfizer came out first.
Did it? I know nothing. Do you know
Do you know if Pfizer came out, like, before Moderna?
I think so.
I feel like that's why I read something to where, like, Pfizer was just, like, the testing process started earlier than Moderna did.
Pfizer just, like, beat them to it.
But all I know is Johnson & Johnson is not it.
Yeah.
Well, they're like you literally can't get Johnson & Johnson anymore.
Oh wait, what? Why?
Because, like, 6 people out of the millions of people who got it got blood clots from it, so they just, like, stopped.
Okay, I did not know that.
But this happened like 4 months ago where they stopped. Like you can't like
Yikes.
people haven't been able to get Johnson.
Well, I know also how Johnson & Johnson created their vaccine was different than Moderna and Pfizer.
Like they're
the
like
ingredients
a
in
one
it
kill.
Is different than the other two.
Yeah. So yeah, so Moderna and Pfizer are the only ones you can even get.
See, this is the thing. When I think of Johnson & Johnson, I think of like nice smelling baby oil.
Yeah, I think of baby powder.
Baby powder.
Like
just
a sleeping baby.
Not vaccines. But I guess, are they like a whole
company?
Like thing? Like,
yeah, they're like Lila's sleeping. I'm sorry.
I know. She's so really cute.
Yeah, they're a whole thing. But they canceled because like 6 people out of all those people got like had issues from it, and so they canceled it, because people were complaining.
Interesting. Yeah. Sorry guys, I'm taking a photo of my cat. She's sleeping behind the camera right now, and it's really cute. She's really cute. She's like, your manager isn't here right now, but I'm stepping in. This will definitely be on her cat Instagram at Sweet Pea Lila right here.
Oh my god, it's the way this is the second out of second no, I mean she's brought her up before this season, but she is sleeping like a freaking queen over
She's
there.
almost at 9,000 followers. Like we are here to get that coin. You know what I mean?
We are here to get that coin.
We are here to get that coin. Yes, we are.
Okay, so what else is there to talk about? What else do we have today? Should we talk about those issues from Bachelor in Paradise that we kind of wanted to talk about?
Yes. So today we are explicitly going to talk about Bachelor in Paradise.
BIP.
Or I should say Bachelor in Hell, because this season has been rough.
Yeah.
Has been rough. Oh my gosh. Love the drama for us.
For sure.
But there has just been a lot that's been happening.
Yeah.
Next week will be the first week, I believe, that it's only going to be airing on Tuesday and not Monday and Tuesday. And each episode had been 2 hours. Like, this ain't no Love Island, love. Like, Paradise, the format is just completely different. I feel like this season they've kind of been trying to be a little like Love Island.
I could see that.
Especially with the last episode with like bringing in girls for a party, and then it was just weird.
Wait, what? I didn't see that.
See, the thing is, Issa doesn't watch every episode.
I do watch. I missed 1 or 2.
Which is vital. But so Tuesday night's episode, essentially there was a party and only like half the beach was invited, which I'm very confused by. I don't understand why they did that. But so half the beach went to this party, the other half stayed on the beach, and for the most part, a lot of the couples, I air quote couples, because like nobody is strong at this point. And so a lot of the couples were split up. And so the girlies and guys that were left on the beach were like, oh my God, what are they doing right now? Like, who are they talking to?
That is so Love Island.
And everyone that was at the party, you can always tell like a lot by how someone dances, especially when like their friends or air quote friends, or just the people that they've been around, especially like on the show. Yeah. Okay. So I think it's so interesting how like, it was just so awkward. I felt like I was watching like kind of like a middle school dance. Like you had Aaron, who was just everything that I thought he was going to be and more when it came to dancing. Like he was just like very like frat guy, like life at the party. And then you had like half the people there who were just kind of awkwardly.
That's so weird.
Which one would you be? Would you be like going crazy? Like Demi was like, I think she was like on all fours, just like twerking it back.
I think that you are more of a Demi vibe.
Okay, but do not compare me to Demi.
No, we're not. And we need to talk about that.
Previous season, Demi, yes.
Love her.
But this season, like, I don't know what she is a producer plant through and through. Like, so I do not believe.
Was this the season? I guess last
2
season,
years ago.
2 years ago, but last season,
because of COVID.
She came out because she fell in love with this girl, Kristen, who I love. They broke up. She's obviously still bi, but like
how she's been acting is just like, it's been weird.
It's been obnoxious.
It's been like, she's typically, a little more out there and with her commentary and like, but typically she's like funny.
She is really
this
funny.
Season, I feel like she's just, some of the things that she's been saying has been so like, out of character and just like a little too much.
Also with like the throwing herself, like kind of bringing sex up when she feels like she's losing someone. Like that's kind of an issue.
Yeah.
That like people our age do.
Up until this past episode, Demi and Kenny have been going, I guess, strong. Honestly, I feel like there's so many fake relationships on this beach. But they have been like a thing. And so when Demi first walked onto the beach, Kenny and Mari were together. Okay. And then Demi got the date card and took Kenny on a date. And no. I'm going back. Just kidding. When Demi, this is actually, let's just start from, we're just gonna talk about Demi, okay? Because this is something that needs to be talked about.
Yeah.
When she first came down on the beach, she pulled Brendan for a date. They had I guess what you could say is a great date, good time, whatever. And they like kissed a little bit, and then after they got done kissing, Brendan was like, well, I mean, we're just gonna like still be open to talking to other people, right? Like, essentially he was trying to reject her, but like in the nicest way possible, and she just lost it. She flipped out. And I understand like feeling rejected and like being upset, but it literally looked like a toddler.
After a couple hours?
It looked like a toddler was having like
a
meltdown. And obviously, like, if you've been keeping it up with Paradise, you understand the whole drama with Brendan right now. It's
not cute.
It's really bad. Mans has lost like I think almost 200,000 followers.
I saw that.
Guys, that's huge.
Because he's lying.
That is huge. Like, that's his career, but for good reason. Anyways. So moving forward, okay, skipping ahead a little bit, she ends up getting to know Kenny, and Kenny and Mari had been together, and then miscommunication happens with Mari and Kenny, and Demi ends up sliding in. So they end up going to the boom boom room, Demi and Kenny. And what I thought was kind of sus was they never actually showed like any type of like footage from the boom boom room, because Riley and what's her name? Marie? Yeah. Another couple, they went to the boom boom room, and like they did show some like, they didn't show like nudity or anything, but like the moaning and stuff. I was like, okay, this is a little much. Yeah. Oh. They did. I was like, okay. But with Demi and Kenny, they didn't show any of that. So a lot of the rumors were like, this is all fake. Like, they probably didn't do anything. Like, why wouldn't they show anything? And so, like, guys, so much has happened. I'm trying to remember the best I can. But long story short, like I said earlier, Kenny and Mari have been a thing. They were a thing before Demi got there. And I feel like Demi kind of forgets this. Like, she took Kenny away from Mari. Like, it wasn't the opposite. So Mari and Kenny essentially kind of patch things up, and I think moving forward in the episodes they're gonna like get back together, like just them, and Demi's gonna kind of be out of the picture. But when all this was going on, there was multiple occasions when Demi was like, I feel like she could like feel the situation kind of like slipping out of her hands, and like she couldn't control like how Kenny was feeling and like his like reactions, and essentially she was like, let's go to the boom boom room, like let's go have some fun. And he was like, I don't really want to do this. And he straight up was like, now? He's like, I don't think we should, like I'm tired. Also, guys, Kenny is 40. This man is tired.
But also it's like a lot of people, like not just girls, a lot of people do this in relationships, and they think, or like relationships, and they think that like their partner wants like sex all the time, and that's like the way to patch things up, or like and that's like not healthy. That is a very important topic that we should talk about, because it's sad to see. Like, it was sad to watch that.
It's definitely something that I have struggled with myself, like not in my relationship now with Vince, but in like previous relationships, or dating or whatever. Just thinking that like, okay, the only way that I'm gonna be interesting enough to this guy is if I like share this part of myself with this person. And honestly, it wasn't until I started dating Vincent that I quickly realized that is not it. And like, sis, that ain't it.
And it's not just guys who treat girls like that. Like, I've been with girls, and I'm like, I feel the same. Like, I feel like I have to do things.
It's like you're putting that pressure on yourself. But even then, I've been in situations where like they've even verbally expressed, or like made me feel guilty, like, oh, you don't want to do anything? Then like, what are we doing?
Play the victim, like, am I not cute enough? Like, do you not love me? It's like, queen,
very manipulative.
Tired.
Yeah.
I'm tired. Not like, even
can we just like chill?
It doesn't even have to be I'm tired. It's just like,
it's like simply I don't want to.
Reasons why, and it's like, I just like seeing that, like seeing her like feel like she's losing him, and Demi being like, having this conversation has nothing to do with anything intimate or anything flirty, honestly. And she's like, we should go to the boom boom room and like let's have sex.
And I think
like,
it's also important to say though, like obviously there's only so much that the show can edit, right? So like obviously you have to be giving them that somewhat type of footage and like audio clips for them to like make it look that way. So it's really hard for me to think like, oh, she's not doing that. But like I do want to, in the back of my mind, I'm like, okay, well maybe it is edited. But I think it is sad because it's just like, it wasn't just one situation. It was multiple situations where she was like, oh.
Yeah, and we know people who, and are maybe ourselves in the past who have done things like that. And it's
just sad. I honestly, I saw a little bit of myself and Demi. Yeah. And I was just like, damn.
Yeah.
So I think it's really important that today we can kind of dive a little bit into saying no and not feeling bad for saying no.
Never.
Yeah.
And I feel like I know people, or we have been on both ends of the situation to where like all I have to say is like this doing things with someone shouldn't ever feel forced, shouldn't ever feel like you don't want to be doing it, shouldn't ever feel like, oh, I'm going to do it because like we're together and like I should make you happy and all this stuff. It's like, if you love them, it's going to happen whenever, whenever, like when y'all want to do it together. And I feel like there's so much pressure on things like that.
Yeah. And
I've felt in situations where it's like guilty about not wanting to do it, but it's like, I'm never going to freaking do it if I don't want to freaking do anything.
Yeah. And I think there's a difference between like why your partner or whoever you're, with,
doing things with,
how they react. Because it's like, I can understand like maybe how you said no, or like maybe that made them feel like some type of way, like maybe it's been a while since you hadn't done anything with them, like, but I think the key there is communication.
Also, it's like people who are like, oh, it's been so long since we've done something. It's like, well, how long has it been since you bought me flowers? How long has it been since we went on a date? It's like,
where's the romance? Where's the bare minimum?
Because that is a part of like a romantic situation. Like you don't do that with a friend or do things with a friend. So it's like, if you're gonna freaking call someone out for not doing stuff with you, it's like, when was the last time you like wrote them a freaking cute love letter or like called them beautiful or something? It's like,
so I have this letter here. Okay. Someone is asking for advice.
Okay.
One of my boyfriend makes me feel guilty when I don't want to have sex. Almost daily when I hang out with my boyfriend, he wants to have sex or asks me to suck his bleep. He always says he never wants to hurt me or force me into sex. This morning we were cuddling in my bed and he wanted to have sex, but I was tired and I told him I didn't want to do anything sexual. He immediately became solemn and agreed. We cuddled for a bit, but then he decided to go back home because he had errands. He was really somber looking as he left. I messaged him asking what was wrong. He said he was upset and disappointed this morning. I apologized, but he left the conversation and I haven't heard from him since. I want to know, is this my fault? He's depressed and has issues at home, but I don't think this is an excuse to shaming me every time I don't want to have sex. I don't understand that he says he doesn't want to force me into sex, but will become sad and refuse his non-sexual affection when I decline his advances. I'm at a loss of what to do or to say to him. Thank you for any advice.
Well, my first thing is that doesn't cure depression.
Not at all.
If he's depressed, that has nothing to do with you having
Honey, it's called therapy.
With him.
With a therapist.
Go to a therapist, number one. Number two, like guilting someone into having sex is still not the best consent we can get here. It's like, at what point? I would never want to do anything with someone who didn't want to do it with me.
Yeah. And I think it's also too, like, it sounds to me like this man is also insecure.
Yeah. He's going through it.
And I understand that, like, everybody has a different love language, I was talking to you about this the other day. Like, I think my love language, like, used to be physical touch, but I honestly think it's changed. And I haven't taken that test in like a couple of years.
Yeah.
So I kind of want to retake it because I 100% think that love language can change,
Yeah.
You're growing, you're evolving, you're getting older. Like, it would only make sense that those aspects of your life would change as well. Yeah. What's your love language?
Physical touch and quality time is mine for me.
Yeah.
But like, I like to also give physical touch and like gifts, I guess.
Also, physical touch isn't just like sex.
No. That's not what I mean.
That's not even like the first thing that pops in my head. Like, physical touch to me is like hand holding, hugging, cuddling.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
It just, in my mind, I'm like, okay, yeah, they're there. Like, I feel protected,
But also words of affirmation because I need reassurance.
Oh my God. I think I have quickly become, one of my top is receiving gifts. And I think I used to feel really embarrassed by that. But the more I've done research about it and thought about it, it's not like I want diamonds.
Yeah.
It's more of, hey, here's a coffee, you know?
Yeah.
Or, hey, here's flowers. I hope you're having a good day.
Yeah.
Or getting, you know, food surprisingly delivered to me. Like that type of stuff.
Yes.
Or even like, hey, I saw this rock on the ground and I thought of you because you're my rock.
Oh, that was cute. I agree with that. I could see that for you.
Yeah. So I do want to, I'm going to retake the test and I'll keep you all updated.
That'd be fun. I think that's also, I think that's a good point. But what do you think about that girl with the boyfriend?
I think it is never okay to guilt your partner, whoever you are with, into thinking that like they're a bad person or that you feel sad and lonely because of because they simply don't want to have sex. And I think, you know, there's a lot of there's a lot of intricate parts to it, you know, like, have y'all not had sex for 6 months? If that's the case, then or even like 2 months. Like, I think, what did your sex life look like, or intimacy look like before and like months ago? Like, has this always been an issue? Maybe y'all just don't have the same sex drive, which surprise is that's a thing in a lot of relationships. Like a lot of people aren't on the same station, you know, when it comes to like, you know, you can have a partner who is super sexual and someone who is just like, I mean, I'm fine with like,
y'all gotta figure out that happy medium for everybody, I think.
Yeah, and I think that's where love language comes to lie or comes into play, because if you're not showing them love how they like want and like need to be given it to, then I think that's when your relationship can get really rocky.
I saw this thing, I think it was a TikTok, where like this guy's wife, I guess they got in a fight that day, and she was making the TikTok, and she's like, my love language is like going to like clean the dishes or like clean the house to make him feel better, or like to make, you know, to apologize. And she's like, but that's not his love language, and like this is gonna do nothing for him. His love language is like me going to give him a hug and a kiss on the cheek. And she's like, I'm gonna do that because that's his love language. And I thought that was cute. It's like, sometimes you have to step back and be like, okay, just because I'm gonna go, like for me, mine would be going to give them a hug and like saying sorry, but maybe that's not like that person's love language. So I would have to think like, what would make her happy? Probably like helping with the dishes or helping with, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like the pets or something. So it's like, that's what I feel. Like I thought that was a really good TikTok, you know, and like take yourself out of the situation, know who your partner's, like what your partner's love language is, and like try to compromise. Yeah. And I think it'll make everybody happy.
I agree. And especially like if you want, like relationships are hard, guys. Like it's not all like sunshine and roses, you know. You have that like the quote unquote honeymoon phase, and I hate calling it that, but for you know this scenario I'm gonna call it that. You have the honeymoon phase, you know, but it's like you're gonna go through hard times in a relationship, and it's at that given moment where you're like, okay, am I gonna fight for this, or am I gonna roll over, get scared, and just run away? Which is fair. I get it. But it's also like, if you see yourself with that person, like, are you going to give up that easily? Or are you going to adjust and evolve and communicate, keyword communicate.
Communication is everything.
The issues that you're having, because your partner's not going to know there's something wrong unless you tell them. And I've had this issue with me and Vince where I've had to like check myself, like, hey, Vincent's not going to know that I'm upset. Yeah. Because I haven't told him. Yeah. You know, there's a lot of things that like, I'm like, oh, it's stupid. Like, I'm not going to say anything. Like, oh, I'm just going to keep that to myself. But I'm like, and then I'll find myself like angry at him. Yeah. And then like, we'll get into like a little tiff. And he's like, where is this coming from? And I'm like, well, it's actually been an issue for a while.
Yeah. And he's like, what the heck? You never told me.
And he's like, Grayson, I can't read your mind. And I'm like, yeah, you're right.
And that's very accurate.
And it's never anything like super serious, but it's like, I'm like, okay, why didn't I say anything? You know, he's my partner. Like,
I feel like it could stem from past relationships.
And I think it is. Yeah. And I think more than just like loving or romantic relationships, but also like friendships, and not like necessarily with my parents, but just like having like with past friendships. I've been in a situation where it's like, okay, I'm not going to tell them anything, because then they're going to just they're going to get really upset. And
Not gonna
looking
invite me.
back on it, I'm like, holy crap, that was so unhealthy.
Yeah.
Because they would manipulate me into thinking that like it was my issue. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so I've been trying to like evolve my mindset when it comes not only just with Vince, but like in my friendships now.
Yeah.
Like, hey, communication goes a long way.
That goes with everything, not even just little tips. Like I've been in, like, because of my past situations, I'm like, don't let this affect this. Do you know what I'm saying? It's hard to like go from things happening in the past and like starting a new friendship or relationship and making sure it's not affecting that.
It's hard. You have to like remember that like, hey, this is a completely different person.
Yeah.
They have a completely different like mindset. Like they're completely different.
Yeah.
And I think, but like when you've been through certain traumas in your life, especially with people who you were once so close with and then realize, oh wow, this is really toxic.
Yeah.
It's like, okay.
It's not fair to you and that person and that relationship to hold on to something that happened to you in the past.
Yeah.
And put it at all with this situation. Like, and then when it's causing troubles with your new relationship, being like, oh, well, it's because of my past. It's like, for sure, I get that. But it's like, try your hardest to remove that situation because this person is not the last person.
Yeah.
And that's not fair to this relationship.
Yeah, there's only so many times that you can like really blame that.
Yeah, I completely agree.
Before you just gotta be like, okay, like work on yourself.
And
then
it'll come and go, I'm sure. But it's like,
of course.
But you can't be using that as every freaking excuse. You know? They're completely different people. You're completely different probably.
Yeah. Than
your last relationships or that friendship that you have like past trauma from. So it's like you gotta just keep moving.
But back to this girly.
Yes.
I would say that first of all, if this is something that he does like a lot, then you really need to reevaluate like y'all's relationship and just think hard about the pros and cons of this relationship. And if you find yourself questioning or realizing that there's a lot more cons than pros, like he makes me feel like shit more than he does good about myself.
Shouldn't even be close.
Like the ratio should be like, ugh. Then really think about, letting go.
Yeah.
Because, and also too, like, have y'all had a conversation about it? If you're asking strangers, have you talked to him? So also think about, your communication with him as well.
Yeah. Sadly, you shouldn't even have to talk to him about this, but maybe he in his head has no idea what he's doing.
Yeah.
So, which sucks.
But thank you for writing in.
Thank you for writing in. We love our radiators. We love our stories that they give us.
Thank you for trusting us.
Yes.
But yeah, with the whole Paradise, like, guys, there's been so much been going on with Paradise. We're keeping this episode short. Yeah. So make sure to tune in to next week's episode. We're going to have our beautiful manager, Jessica, on episode 3. Oh my God.
3. Can we get a cameo real quick?
Gosh.
Come sit right here so that look at her in her Corona shirt.
Hey. She looks fantastic.
She smells even.
It's Corona time. She's wearing a Corona beer shirt. I'm not making a joke about COVID. Thank you.
Obviously not. We're going to Pitbull Dallas, so we gotta show it off. We're gonna wrap it up because we're gonna hit the road to go see our man.
Make sure to tune in next week because we're gonna obviously have to tell y'all all about Mr. 305.
This episode is gonna go up on Monday, and check out our Instas because we'll probably post a pic from Pitbull. Maybe
100%.
Oh, we're so excited.
If we don't, then be worried. Maybe something happened to us.
Yeah.
Let's not end on that bad juju. Guys, we hope you have a fabulous week and stay
radiant.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
Mr. 305. Dun, 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 dun.
We can meet your boyfriend.